I went on a date with a guy who basically needed a round of applause after every sentence. And I wish I was exaggerating. Oh my days. You know when something feels off but you can't quite place it straight away? That was this. I had been talking to Steve for a little while after matching with him on Tinder. We talked about meeting up for coffee. So anyway, fast forward to the date, and I met him outside the coffee shop. We grabbed our drinks and we found a table and sat down. Everything was normal at first. The conversation seemed fine, nothing weird. And then he starts telling me a story. Just something about work, nothing even that deep. He was like, yeah, so I basically ended up running the whole thing myself. And when he finishes, he just sort of pauses. And looks at me. Like, properly looks at me. So I'm like, oh okay. Just a normal reaction, because what else am I meant to say? And he goes, no, but that's actually quite big though. And I just thought, alright. Bit much, but fine. So we carry on. Then he tells another story. About how much he travels and proudly said, yeah, I don't even use sat nav anymore, I just remember routes. And then he did the same thing. He finished what he was saying and just pauses, and then he really looks at me. And now I'm clocking it a bit. Like, why are you looking at me like that? You know the look when a child has gone, look mummy, I put my socks on all by myself, and you say in your cute little, wow you are so clever way that makes them beam with pride. But we're talking a fully grown adult. So again, I react normally. And like before, he sort of pushes it. Like he needs more of a reaction. And most people can't do that, you know. And now I'm thinking, okay, this is a thing. And once I noticed it, I couldn't unsee it. Every single thing he said after that had the same pattern. And all I could see in my mind was my nephew standing there with his socks on looking so proud. He would constantly say something, then pause. And just look at me with a look just begging me to clap and say, who's a clever boy? And if I didn't react enough, he'd add something on. Like, that says a lot about a person. Or, not everyone has that kind of discipline. And I'm just sat there like, is it though? It got to the point where I actually stopped reacting properly just to see what he'd do. And he just kept going, repeating things slightly differently, adding more details, still looking at me like, go on, react. And now it's just awkward. I can literally feel laughter building because the more I don't react, the harder he tries. He has a sulky expression as if to say, you're so mean. I'm very clever, now please give me a pat on the back or clap like a performing seal to make me feel validated. And then, he actually says it. He goes, you don't seem that impressed. I actually had to pause. Because what do you even say to that? I was like, I'm listening? But in my head I'm just thinking, I'm not here to be impressed. I thought we were just having a normal conversation. After that it just wasn't even funny anymore. He started becoming a bit more arrogant and quite insulting to be fair. I decided to finish the date there, all the polite stuff. But as you can imagine, there definitely wasn't going to be a second date. Because I'm not being funny, but if every conversation feels like I'm being asked to big you up or act like a performing seal, I'm sorry, but I'm not doing that. Please tell me I'm not the only one who's been on a date where you're basically expected to clap after every sentence. Because I refuse to believe this is normal. And if you like chaotic dating stories like this, subscribe, because clearly, this is what I deal with.